How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Draftkings. It has had quite the pullback inside of the market, even visiting 52-week lows on the Friday, and many people have been asking me about it. What are my thoughts? Do you see a swing trade opportunity? I will be talking about it in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And I will be sharing my swing trade idea. Again, not financial advice. And then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for DraftKings. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $23.19, being down 4.33%. On the low, it tested $22.41, and then on the high, testing $24.54. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 31.81 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 22.161 million shares. So right away, we did have above average volume, but it was dealing with a good amount of selling pressure. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 33.64. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what we see, DraftKings is in a bear market. So what this means, we tested the 52-week low on the Friday at 22.41. So there could be a lot more room for downside here. So that's one thing I want to bring to your attention. But if we're able to actually catch a reversal at these levels, here's where I can see an idea of a swing trade. If you could set up a stop loss right here at $22 and then seeing what the stock can do from there, it could be interesting, especially if it can come back to reclaim the 21-day EMA at $27.31. That's where I can start saying things are going to look good, and we could possibly see DraftKings getting back into that $30 range. It does have earnings on February the 26th, and as you can see from the past earnings reports, they haven't been that great at all. But I feel if they end up putting out some good earnings, it could spark a turnaround here and more buyers coming into this stock. So this is why I wanted to bring this to your attention. Again, I'm going to go over it. For a swing trade opportunity, I would be setting my stop loss at $22, right? So if it ends up having a pullback going on the Monday, I'm looking to get in right around that $22 range, and we could see it ended up seeing a high of $24.54. So if we end up having a strong green day, like I said, you take advantage of that opportunity, see where you can run this thing back up. Again, just an idea, not financial advice. Let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for DraftKings. So for dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 49.29%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 7.5 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 7.4 million, updated 13 minutes ago. And then for the sharp borrow fee rate, it is at 0.30%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 13th, it was at 46.64. And then for the close of the 14th, it's at 49.29. So this has gone up. And one of the things you want to pay attention to, this tells us in the market there's a lot of negative sentiment around the stock, but it also does give it a lot of short squeeze potential. So if we have more buying pressure or there's a catalyst that comes through, this is where you see moves to the upside. So now let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for DraftKings. So we see here on the inflow, it's at 114, and then on the outflow, it's at 123. Taking a look at the breakdown even further, it was 2.41 on the large. On the medium, it was 72.96, and then on the small, it was 38.15. Taking a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 1.83. On the medium, it was 80.33, and then on the small, it was 40.43. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for January the 14th, it ended up being an inflow day. So that was a Friday that just passed. We also did see an inflow day on the 13th. We did have an outflow day on the 12th, but we had 2 inflow days on the 11th and as well as the 10th. So we know institutions are loading up. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. We take a look at what happened on the medium. We had more selling than we had buying. But when we take a look at the large, which potentially could represent institutions, we had more buying than we had selling. So this is interesting. Institutions are loading up, and we noticed that by taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 3.98%. So this is up there, but at the end of the day, this is a growth stock. There's also many traders that like playing DraftKings as well. So you're going to see a lot of volatility in this play. And we also do know it is quite popular on social media overall in general. And we know Cathie Woods does love this stock as well. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for DraftKings, there's a few things we need to go over. This is a growth stock that is not profitable as of yet. And that's part of the reasons why we have witnessed the pullback inside of the market. Plus, on top of that, when I was looking at their past earnings reports, they haven't been that great. They are showing a lot of growth on the revenue side, but as far as being profitable, this still remains to be a concern. And when they come out with their next earnings, if you do believe in the long-term prospects, you're going to want to keep a close eye on it. The second point that I also want to bring up, it is fairly close, actually testing its 52-week low on the Friday. So this means there could be a lot more downward pressure in the stock. It is in a bear market. So this is why when I was talking about my swing trading idea, you want to make sure that you have a stop loss in regards to risk management. And then being able to say, well, you know what, where do I want to ride the momentum up? You can consider to take profits when it reaches those levels like I was talking about, or you could add more to your position if you see the stock moving further. This is all going to come down to you in regards to when do you want to take profits and how you want to handle the position overall. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. Shorts are heavily vested in growth stocks overall in general because they know if the price keeps coming down, not only do they make more money, but they know as far as retail is concerned, they're going to sell too because they're going to be like, hey, I don't want to hold this stock any longer. It keeps going down. And this is why DraftKings becomes an attractive stock to actually short. And we also have been noticing the stocks that Cathie Woods likes to add to her position are the ones that get attacked the most. So this is one thing you want to be aware of before jumping into the play. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. Find out what Cathie Wood touches and stay away from it. I'm just kidding. I do give Cathie Wood a lot of credit. She knows a lot more than I do, but that's just one thing I want you guys to understand and be aware of. And just know, take that responsibility. If you get into this stock knowing that it's a growth stock and it's not profitable as of yet, be prepared for that downward pressure and make sure that you have enough high conviction to add on the dips if you believe in the long-term prospects. I feel DraftKings does have a lot of potential. It is in a growth process right now, and that is why I say you want to keep a close eye on this stock, especially for 2022. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I can't wait to see how DraftKings performs for the coming week. I'll be talking to you guys real soon.